You're everything you're fighting for.
Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. So I haven't done a little rant in a long time, and this isn't going to be the whole video. I just wanted to talk about something that Anthony and I have been talking about a lot recently, and it's something that he's currently going through that I feel like I've already gone through, and I've like kind of figured out what I needed to do to fix the problem that I felt was going on. And I feel like it's something that he's going through right now, and like I've been giving him my 2 cents and like my advice on it a lot recently, and I just figured I might as well kind of share that same thing with you guys, because I know probably someone out there is going through the same thing, and like I know that feeling, and it's a really bad feeling, and it's a shitty place to be in. And so like I want to give my advice on how to like push through that point that you're in right now. So I'm going to try to go through this as quickly and as simply as I possibly can, but you guys know me, I just literally don't shut the hell up once I start. So we'll see how this goes, but this video is basically just going to be opening up with this little talk, and then I have a few food things I'm going to share with you today, and then also maybe a workout, I'm not sure. Depends on how long the video is. So anyways, let's get started. First things first, you need to learn to be as honest as possible with yourself. Like call yourself out on your bullshit. Realize when you aren't following through with your word. And I'm not talking about like your word to other people. I'm talking about your word to yourself. If you tell yourself that you're going to do something and you don't do it, you should be looking at that the same way as you would say you told your mom you were going to do something for her and you didn't do it, or say you told your friend you were going to help them with this and then you didn't do it. Like, that's a shitty feeling. Like, you don't want to let people down like that. And for me, I've learned to view myself as someone else almost. Like, I look at it as an outer person, and disappointing myself now is just as heartbreaking and upsetting as disappointing someone else. And when you basically say, oh, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, I'm going to go do my cardio early tomorrow, or whatever, even just the smallest little things like that. It doesn't have to be something huge, like I'm going to lose 50 pounds, or I'm going to start up this huge company and everything like that. It could be the simplest things, like I'm going to wake up earlier. I'm going to get this done tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you don't wake up early, you don't do the thing that you set out to do that day. Think about that the same way you would as if you told someone else you were going to do something for them. Like, you essentially, people aren't going to trust you anymore. They're not going to trust your word. They're not going to believe you when you say you're going to do something. And that's exactly what happens to yourself about yourself, if that makes sense. Like, if you continuously lie to yourself, because it's what it is, if you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, you slowly lose belief in yourself, and like you slowly start to almost like lose faith that you can do things because you continuously let yourself down. But it's a lot easier to let ourselves down than it is to let someone else down, right? So that's why I took myself out of that scenario and essentially put my own self outside of my body. Like, and now it's to the point where if I tell myself I'm going to do something and I don't, it's just as devastating or upsetting to me as if I was to tell someone else I was going to do something for them and not do it. You're not following through on your word. And what happens when a friend tells you they're going to do something over and over and over and over again? You start to not believe them. You start to not trust them. You start to not really have faith in anything that they say they're going to do. It's kind of just like, yeah, like, whatever. And that's exactly what happens to you. You lose belief in yourself that you can even do anything, because every time you say you're going to do something, you don't follow through. So you lose that faith in yourself and like that confidence almost that you can do the things that you say you want to do, or that you know in your heart you want to do. If you keep letting yourself down and essentially lying to yourself about these things, it's just really self-destructive, because like I said, you just lose belief, you lose faith, you kind of just get into that pattern of knowing you're not going to do it anyways. So it's just a really, really bad place to be in. And basically what I've been telling Anthony is like, you need to look at yourself the same way that you would look at others, in terms of, would you ever want to let that person down? Would you ever want to lie to that person or say you're going to do something and not do it? Like, you need to treat your own self in that same exact way. Like, I don't have to tell people I'm going to do anything anymore. Like, if I tell myself I want to have this YouTube video out by tomorrow, and that's like simple things like that. Like, I say I want to have this done by tomorrow. If it's not done by tomorrow, I'm pissed at myself. Like, I'm annoyed. That's kind of the point that you need to be in to really start to get the things that you want to get done. Because when no one else is really depending on you, or like no one else knows what you're going out to do, it's very easy to just quietly, you know, not do it because you're the only one who knows you wanted to do it or that you had this goal or deadline. So when you don't hit it, it's just yourself that you're letting down. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right? So that's why you have to kind of take yourself, and it's so hard to explain because, like, I feel like I have me, obviously, and then I also have like my inner self, and like my conscious and like my actual being is like somewhere else. Like, it's a separate entity. It's not just like me letting myself down. It's like I now feel like I'm letting another person down almost. And obviously it adds more pressure to the situations that I put myself in, but that's like a good pressure. Like, that makes me get it done because I don't want to let myself down anymore. Like, I treat myself in that way that like letting myself down is like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Like, I won't let it happen. Growing into that phase has helped me so much. Like, I used to just make excuses and, you know, push things off, procrastinate, whatever, because it's just me. It's my personal goal. So like, it doesn't really matter if I don't get it done because it's not affecting anyone else. It's just me. It's no one else knows I wanted to do this, but like, that will always hold you back. If that's the way you're gonna look at the situations, like, you're always gonna find an excuse. You're always gonna push it back and say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, today didn't happen because this excuse. And then, you know, maybe next week. Picture you posting a status on Facebook or like posting an Instagram post like, I am going to do this by this date. Are you gonna like go back on your word after you say you're gonna do it? Like, no, probably not, because you're going to be embarrassed when the time comes and you haven't done what you said you were going to do. So you have to treat yourself in that same way. You don't have to announce every goal that you have, but like, that's how it should feel when you have a goal for yourself or you have something that you set out to do personally. It should feel like, you know, you've told someone else and that you don't want to let that person down. And I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm like having a hard time explaining it because I don't know, it's a hard thing to explain because it's still yourself, but you're looking at yourself differently, and I don't know. But anyways, that's kind of just what I've been going through because Anthony has these little things that he knows he needs to do, and like, he's having trouble like just executing on them because it's like, it's just simple things and it's just him and it's not affecting anyone else. So like, it's easy to just not do them, you know, but like, you have to stop doing that to yourself because you slowly start to lose faith and lose belief, and you don't realize it, but you subconsciously, like, you know you're not going to do something anyway, so at that point, it's like, why even bother saying it or even setting these goals? And then you really just stop having that personal growth. Like, you just stay the same, you exist, you don't set goals because you know you're not going to achieve them anyways because you're not going to act on them. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And another small tidbit of something I want to throw in there is when you do want to make a change or you do want to, you know, make a promise to yourself, start small and don't try to throw 10 things on your plate at once because that's another recipe for disaster. If you want to make a change, you don't have to make it overnight. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. If you want to do 5 things to improve your quality of life or whatever, start with 1, make that a habit, add in the second, make both of them a habit, add in the third, like, you know what I mean? This isn't really exactly the same, but this is just an example I used last night to Anthony. Like, I didn't have Instagram, YouTube, email list, everything all at once. I started with my Instagram once I had my Instagram down and it just became a second nature to me. I added in YouTube, and then once YouTube got kind of easy for me and I got in my rhythm and my flow, and I'm like, okay, I can add something else to my plate now. And then I added my email list, and then now I have all that working together, going good. I'm like, okay, I can take clients on now. It's like you add in one little thing at a time. Once you can handle one thing, you gain confidence, like, oh, like, I can do something that I promised myself I'm gonna do. Let's add in another. And then the cycle just continues, and you just grow as a person. And it's like the best feeling ever when you know you can trust yourself and you have faith in yourself and belief in yourself that you can do the things that you want to do. So I want to stop rambling now because this is like 10 minutes long. So I love you guys. Longest intro in the world, but hopefully this helped someone. Comment below if it did, and I will see you in the next clip. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and make my lunch. I wanted to show you guys because I'm going to do a bite meals, but I split it in half, and I added the Trader Joe's cauliflower stir fry to it. Calories are less, but then add a little bit more volume so it's still like enough food. So I did the chicken bite bowl, which actually looks so good. So I was dying to understand what made these meals like 50 something grams of protein, and I weighed out the chicken and it's 5.2 grams. Like there's no way that 5 ounces of chicken is over 50 grams of protein unless I've been completely tracking my chicken wrong for the last 2 years. So I'm just kind of confused as to how they get so much protein in the bowls. That's gonna be my lunch, and then I'm gonna have the other one for lunch tomorrow, but yeah, that's my lunch. And it also came with a fat-free sour cream packet because it seems like a little bit of like a Chipotle style type of bowl. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use like half of the packet and then just use the other half tomorrow. But this is what it came with, just like fat-free sour cream. And then this is the meal. The Trader Joe's is right on top, but see, there's chicken, there's like this rice and beans mix, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do for this meal at least. And I don't know how many more bite meals I'll be eating, but I'm gonna try this one out. I'll let you guys know how it is, even though it does have other stuff in it, but I think it's gonna be pretty good. So here's what we have. It looks and smells really, really good. So I'm actually pretty excited. I think this one will fill me up a little bit better than the one I had in the last, well, 2 videos ago. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna measure out half of this and then keep the other half. So I'll let you guys know how it is. This meal is actually really good. The flavor is like really, really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. If I was ever to reorder, like I would definitely reorder this one. But again, I would cut it in half and have to eat it like that because it's just like too many calories otherwise. It's like 560, I think, for the whole thing. So yeah, anyways, this is really good. I am enjoying it, definitely. But yeah, so figured I would give you my 2 cents on this meal. It's definitely better than the other one I had. And yeah, if I was to reorder, I would definitely get this one again. It's actually really good. It has a nice flavor and kind of reminds me of like something that I'm eating out, not just like a home meal, which is cool. So I'm definitely a fan of this meal, and that's all I have to say. Alright guys, so my dinner is just going to be 1.5 servings of the Trader Joe's stir fry with 3 ounces of 96% lean beef. And then I'm going to be adding 1 serving of this queso cheese dip from Trader Joe's. I just picked this up. It is only 3 carbs per serving, which is insane. And then I'm just going to also throw some Parmesan cheese on there. I also just got this from Trader Joe's, and it's 1 fat, 1 less than 1 carb, and 2 protein per serving. So I'm going to do that on top of that, and I will show you guys the final product. So this is my dinner. This queso dip's actually really good. And then I just sprinkled the Parmesan cheese right on top. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this and then get ready to head to the gym. I'm gonna lift shoulders, and I believe I'm gonna be filming it for you guys. So you should be seeing that in the next few clips. So I just got home from the gym and I'm going to make my last meal of the day. It's gonna be like my night snack type of thing. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I had like really random macros left, so this is one of those times where I just have to kind of add in a bunch of random things and try to make everything work together. So what I'm gonna be making is a dessert crepe slash quesadilla slash flatbread type of thing. So I'm gonna be using the Joseph's bread that I've been using. I have to put egg whites, so I'm gonna try to make my egg whites sweet with like cinnamon and a little bit of stevia. And then I also made like that protein icing that I make with the Greek yogurt. So I will show you guys that. I'm gonna try to like put it all in the middle and hopefully it turns out good. I also am gonna put PB Fit and a scoop of cookie butter on it because I had a lot of fats left over. So that's kind of the plan, and I will show you guys how I'm gonna do it. So first thing is we're gonna cook up our egg whites. I have half a cup in here. I'm gonna go ahead and add some cinnamon to it to make it sweet. And I'm also going to add 1 packet of Splenda, which I can't do right now with one hand, so. And then I just made this icing for the inside. It's just half a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, store brand, it doesn't matter. I did 5 grams of level 1 ice cream sandwich just for flavor, 1 packet of Splenda, and then non-fat sugar-free pudding mix, like 4 grams just to make it thick like that. And we will be using the waffle maker as our quesadilla maker here. Try it and let you guys know how it is. So I don't really know what this is, but it's actually really good. It's like warm, messy, and just super delicious. But I did kind of still taste a little bit of egg, so I have to make them a little bit sweeter next time, but for the most part, honestly, not bad.